There are two versions of me in this story, the person I was before that text message, and the person I became after I read it. Everyone thinks I should have helped her when her life fell apart. But no one saw what she did to mine. So tell me, does that make me heartless, or finally free? I was sitting there in this ridiculously elegant wedding planner's office, you know, the kind of place that smells like eucalyptus and generational wealth, sipping cucumber-infused water like I actually enjoyed it. We were finalizing every last detail of our wedding. 3 months left. 3 months until I married the woman I thought was my forever. And we weren't casually planning, either. We were deep into it. We'd already put down around $40,000 in deposits. Venue paid for. Caterer chosen. Photographer booked. Her dress was in its final rounds of alterations. We even picked out the little signs that were going to go near the centerpieces. The whole thing felt locked in. Or so I thought. My fiancé's phone buzzed. No big deal at first, we were adults, we had lives, people text. But then I watched her face drain of color so fast it was like someone yanked a plug out of her soul. I need to go to the bathroom, she mutters, grabbing her purse like it's a life raft. You want me to come with you? I ask, trying to lighten the mood. She snaps back, no. I mean, no thanks. I'll be right back. And then she practically bolts out of the office. The planner and I stare at the door she ran through. Awkward silence. The kind where you both pretend nothing's weird when everything is on fire. We try to continue discussing table linens, linen versus satin versus something I can only describe as expensive napkin energy, but I'm barely listening. I'm watching the time. 5 minutes. 10 minutes. 15. Then my phone buzzes. I look down, expecting something like I'm sick or I need a minute or even we need to talk. Instead I see, can't do this. I'm so sorry. Just like that. 13 words that hit harder than getting tackled by a truck. I stare at my phone. Read it again. And again. Meanwhile, the planner is still talking about lighting options, and I'm just sitting there holding a digital grenade. I text back. What do you mean you can't do this? Those 3 little dots appear, vanish, come back, vanish again. My heart feels like it's trying to kick its way out of my chest. Then her next message comes through. I'm not ready for marriage. I need time. Please don't hate me. The planner finally notices the look on my face. Is everything okay? She asks. I show her my phone. She goes pale, which is honestly the only moment that made me feel even 1% less insane. Another text. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just can't marry you. And something just clicks in my brain. I go cold. Completely still. Like my body refuses to waste another drop of warmth on the situation. She didn't say, we need to talk. She didn't say, I need space. She said she can't. Past tense. Decision already made. I turn to the planner. Cancel the wedding. Sir, she says gently, like I'm some man on the edge of a bridge, maybe you should take a day or two. No. Cancel everything. But you've already paid nearly $40,000 in deposits, and most of those are. I know exactly what I've paid. Please cancel it anyway. And that's how I spent the next 3 hours making phone calls that felt like repeatedly slamming my hand in a car door. Venue? $15,000. Gone. Photographer? $2,000. Gone. Caterer? $5,000, but they offered half back since it was still early enough. DJ, florist, vintage car rental, ice sculpture guy, yes, we had an ice sculpture guy, and yes, that money evaporated too. When I walked out of that office, our wedding no longer existed. It had vanished. Just a stack of non-refundable invoices and a massive group text I'd eventually have to send. I got home, my place technically, since I'd bought it before we even met, and it was silent. Lights off. Her shoes by the door. Her clothes in the closet. Makeup scattered across the bathroom counter like she'd just be back any minute. But she wasn't there. I called. Straight to voicemail. Hey, it's me. We need to talk. Just call me. Please. Nothing. I texted her, at least tell me you're safe. Read. No reply. I call her best friend. She picks up with this tight, brittle voice. Hello? Where is she? Who? Please, do not do this. Where is my fiancé? I think you should speak to her. She's not answering. She walked out of our wedding meeting and ended things over text. Where is she? Silence. Then, I don't know. You're lying. I have to go. Click. There I was, standing in my apartment surrounded by her things, feeling like a stranger in my own life. We were together for 3 years. Engaged for 1. We had dinner the night before like everything was fine. She was laughing. We were talking about honeymoon beaches and sunscreen brands. What changed in 12 hours? The answer hit me at 7 a.m. the next morning when her sister called me, sobbing. I just found out. I'm so sorry, she said. She's with him. Who? Her ex. He finalized his divorce last week. I actually laughed. Not because it was funny, but because sometimes your brain just breaks and that's the only sound it knows how to make. You're kidding. I wish I was, she whispered. They've been talking for months. She told our mom she made a mistake getting engaged to you, that she never got closure with him, that she needs to see if they can work. So that's it. I wasn't her future. I was her placeholder. The guy warming the bench while she waited for her star quarterback to become single again. I hung up, sat there, and let the betrayal settle like dust after a building collapse. Then I sent one final message to my fiancé. I hope it works out with your ex. Blocked her everywhere. Instagram. Email. Phone. Done. I spent the next day removing her from everything: gym membership, streaming accounts, car insurance. Every click felt like cutting a thread that should have never been tied in the first place. I told myself, at least I found out before the wedding. At least I didn't walk down an aisle built on lies. But then, 3 days later, the calls started. Unknown numbers blowing up my phone like I was being hunted. I finally answered. "Finally," she said, breathless. "We need to talk. Now. We have nothing to talk about." "Yes, we do. The vendors are calling me. They want money." "Yeah," I said calmly. "That tends to happen when weddings get cancelled. You need to help me." "No. I don't. The venue wants $15,000. The photographer wants $2. The caterer, I know what they want. I paid them." I pause. "You left me. Remember? You should have waited, we could have talked. You sent me a breakup text and vanished. You're being heartless." "Then ask your ex for help," I say. "Since you left to be with him." He says it's not his problem. I let out the coldest laugh I think I've ever made. "Wow. Sounds like you picked another winner. You're being such a..." And that is where things stopped being just sad or humiliating. That's where things got interesting. Because what she said next changed everything. I blocked her number. A minute later, another call from a different number. Her again. "Don't hang up," she snapped. I hung up anyway. Blocked. This turned into an entire circus, call after call, new numbers every time. Her phone. Her sister's phone. Her friends' phones. Random numbers I didn't recognize. I swear half the city must have been dialing me. After a solid hour of this non-stop ringing, I just powered my phone off and let the world go silent for a while. When I turned it back on later, the notifications hit me like a tidal wave. 38 missed calls. Voicemails. Texts. More numbers blocked. I opened one voicemail out of curiosity. Her voice, shaking and furious. "You're ruining my life. These vendors won't stop calling. I can't afford this. You have to help me. We were supposed to get married." Delete. Next. Delete. I didn't finish a single one of them. Then her sister texted me. "Please call her back. She's not okay. She's having a breakdown." I answered. "Not my problem." She pushed again. "But the bills are huge. She can't cover them." I kept it simple. She should have thought about that before she bailed on our relationship. "You're being cruel." "No. I'm being honest." She left. The bills are hers. Bye. Blocked her too. And just when I thought the chaos might finally cool down, a mutual friend reached out, someone who genuinely felt bad for me. That's when I learned the truth. My ex hadn't suddenly had a change of heart. This wasn't cold feet. This wasn't last-minute soul-searching. She had been talking to her ex for 6 months behind my back. 6 months of phone calls, little secret messages, emotional back and forth. He'd told her his marriage was ending, said he regretted never marrying her, whispered all that poetic, movie script nonsense about second chances and destiny. And the moment the message came through that his divorce was officially finalized, that was the text she got in the planner's office. She was out the door like it was a fire drill. She left me, our wedding, our future, for him. Except there was one tiny detail she didn't consider. He wasn't ready for any of it. Turns out, this guy had just moved into a tiny studio apartment, paying alimony, basically living on microwave noodles and Instagram affirmations. So when she showed up, expecting to move in and start their grand reunion love story, he hit her with a very romantic, "Whoa, slow down. I'm not ready for that." So she didn't move in. Instead, she couch-hopped from friend to friend while vendors started hunting her down for money. Because remember, when we paid for everything, she insisted her name, her email, her phone number should be on every contract. She wanted to be the main point of contact. And I, genius that I was, said, "Sure. Why not? She's planning the details. I'm just paying for them." Now every vendor was calling her about the cancellation fees. And she had no way to pay. She taught yoga part-time. Made maybe 30 grand a year. She'd been living in my home rent-free. I covered groceries, utilities, date nights, pretty much everything. She had savings, but nowhere near wedding cancellation money. Her ex definitely wasn't covering anything. Apparently, the guy was shocked she expected financial help. Olympic-level entitlement. About a week later, I heard my doorbell ring. Not once. Not twice. 40 or 50 times, like someone was trying to summon me through sheer impatience. I checked my Ring camera and there she was. Her mom. Amazing. "What?" I asked through the speaker. "We need to talk about this wedding situation," she said, hands on hips like she was about to ground me. "No, we don't. Those vendor bills should be split 50/50ths. You were both getting married." I said, "I was getting married. Your daughter was passing the time until her ex became single. She made a mistake." "People make mistakes," I told her. "And people pay for their mistakes." She signed the contracts. She's responsible. "That's not fair. You canceled everything." After she left me, I corrected. Cause and effect. She caused it. She deals with it. She's going to be in debt. Her credit will be ruined. And that sounds like a problem for the person who made those decisions. Which isn't me. Her mother kept yelling through the camera, calling me every name she could think of. I told her if she didn't leave, I'd call the police for trespassing. She stormed away, shouting about getting a lawyer. And she did. A few days later, a letter arrived from an attorney demanding I pay half the cancellation fees as the other party to the wedding. I showed it to my lawyer. He literally laughed before he finished reading it. "This is nonsense," he said. "She ended the relationship. She is the primary contact on all contracts. You are under no legal obligation to pay cancellation fees caused by her decision. So we ignored it. Week 2, I'm in the grocery store grabbing cereal, and her best friend corners me between the granola and the oatmeal. You know she's suffering, right? I kept loading my cart. She's drowning in bills. She's working double shifts. Sounds exhausting, I said. You loved her. Don't you care? Loved. Past tense. She took care of that when she left me for her ex. She didn't just leave you. He dumped her. A week later. I froze mid-reach for a box of Honey Nut Cheerios. He what? He told her he wasn't ready for a relationship. She gave up everything for him. I couldn't help it. I laughed. Loud. In public. People turned to stare. That, I said, wiping my eyes, is objectively wild. She set our entire life on fire for a man who barely waited a week before walking away. She's devastated. And I was devastated when she texted me from a bathroom and ended our engagement like it was a gym membership renewal reminder. You could fix this for her. One check and it's over. I could, I agreed. But I won't. Why not? Because that wasn't a mistake. It was a strategy. She waited 6 months for him to be free. She left me the moment he was. Her plan failed. Not my responsibility. Her friend left crying. I felt bad, for about 30 seconds. Then I remembered that text. Can't do this. Sorry. And any sympathy evaporated. Then her father called. Deep voice, trying to sound like some retired sheriff from a small-town drama series. Son, we need to discuss your obligations. I told him, I'm not your son. And I don't have obligations to your daughter anymore. This is financial abuse, he snapped. I actually laughed. Canceling wedding plans after being abandoned is now financial abuse? Interesting definition. He threatened legal action, moral consequences, the works. I ended it with, your grown daughter made a grown decision. She can handle grown consequences. Blocked him too. Then came the email from her mom. A long message about family, forgiveness, and faith. I replied simply. She left the family before it ever existed. She can ask her ex for forgiveness. Never heard back. People started choosing sides. I lost a few friends who believed her version of events, but the ones who mattered stayed. Honestly, the circle got smaller. But stronger. Then one day, the ex himself, yes, the man she left me for, called. I answered because at that point, I had to hear what universe-level audacity sounded like. Hey, man, he said. We should talk. No, I replied. We shouldn't. She's calling me non-stop about these bills. It would really help if. You want me to pay the cancellation fee so she stops harassing you? To help everyone out, he said. Everyone but me. I'm out 20 grand because she ran to you. She didn't leave you for me. She just wasn't ready. I almost dropped my phone laughing. She left because you told her you were finally divorced. Don't rewrite history. He tried again, asked me to be reasonable. I hung up and blocked him too. Week 3, her sister shows up at my job. Security calls me down. Your ex-fiancé's sister is here. I walked to the lobby. There she was, crying, mascara streaks and trembling hands. Please, she begged, you have to help her. 2 vendors already sent her to collections. Her credit score dropped almost 200 points. She can't get an apartment. She has nowhere to live. I said, she's not homeless. She just doesn't have a permanent couch anymore because her ex doesn't want to play house after all. She knows she messed up, she cried. She wants to apologize. Great, I said. She can write it in a journal. Or whisper it to the universe. I don't need it. Please, they're threatening to sue her. She might declare bankruptcy. Then she might declare bankruptcy, I said. People survive that. She will too. You don't even feel bad? No, I said plainly. I felt bad when she left me for someone else. That part's over. Her sister covered her face and sobbed. I walked away. And that's when I realized something. I wasn't angry anymore. I was done. Done being the backup plan. Done paying for someone else's choices. Done being the safety net for someone who cut me loose the second a fantasy came calling. I didn't ruin her life. She just never planned for the possibility that her gamble wouldn't pay off. Security eventually had to escort her sister out of the building. She was shouting all the way through the lobby about karma, about how I was going to get exactly what I deserved. Sure. Jan. A few days later, I got a certified letter at my door, my name written in handwriting I knew better than my own. 3 pages, front and back, every line dented with that frantic pressure you see when someone is barely holding themselves together. It was from her. She wrote about regret and confusion and how her ex had gotten inside her head, convincing her they still had a future. How he whispered promises while she was engaged to me. How he kept telling her he married the wrong person. For months, she said, it messed with her mind. Then came the day his divorce finalized. The exact moment she got that message in the planner's office, her world flipped. She thought she was choosing a grand love story, the man she was meant to be with. But once she'd left me, once the dust settled and she showed up at his place ready to start this new life, reality slapped her hard. The tiny studio apartment. The alimony. The financial stress. The emotional baggage. He was only interested for a week, she admitted. 7 days of, maybe this could work, before he woke up and realized he didn't actually want a relationship, not with her, not with anyone. Not now. Maybe not ever. So he dumped her, blocked her, vanished. And she fell apart. She wrote about panic attacks, about crying on strangers' couches, about being crushed under vendor bills she couldn't pay. Her credit was wrecked. Her job, teaching yoga part-time, barely covered groceries. Half her family was furious with her. The other half was ignoring her completely. And she ended the letter with a plea. Please, please help me with the vendor bills. I swear I'll pay you back. I know I ruined everything. I'm so sorry. I just need help. I read the letter twice. Sat with it. Breathed. Then I wrote one sentence across the bottom of the page. You made your choice. Live with it. No signature. Just the truth. I mailed it back. And here's where everyone landed when the dust finally settled. My ex-fiancée filed for bankruptcy. She let the vendor bills go into collections because she couldn't cover them. Her credit tanked. Last I heard, she was renting a single room in a stranger's house, still teaching yoga part-time, still single, still trying to rebuild a life she set on fire with her own hands. Her ex? He moved across the country and got engaged to someone new, fast. When she saw the engagement photos online, mutual friends said she had a full meltdown. Like she suddenly realized she had burned down her entire world for a man who never even wanted to stay. Her mom tried to sue me for emotional damages. My lawyer sent one letter back and she dropped it instantly. Her father apparently goes around telling anyone who will stand still long enough that I'm a deadbeat who abandoned his daughter. The people who actually know the story just shake their heads. A few of her friends eventually learned the truth and apologized. Others just disappeared, quietly unfriending both of us, refusing to take sides. Fine by me, peace is cheaper than loyalty tests. As for me, I won't lie to you. The first couple of months were rough. Grief and anger make a strange cocktail. I'd walk into my apartment and swear I could still hear her getting ready in the bathroom. I kept checking the door expecting her to walk in, apologize, say it was all a nightmare. She didn't. Therapy helped. A lot. Talking through the humiliation, the betrayal, the red flags I ignored because I wanted so badly for the relationship to be real, it changed me. I learned things about myself I might not have learned otherwise. Financially? Yeah, losing around $10,000 to non-refundable deposits hurt. But it could have been so much worse. I could have married her. Signed legal documents. Combined finances. Built a life on a fault line. Instead, I kept the apartment. Her name was never on it. Dodged another disaster there. Sold the engagement ring, got about 60% of what I paid. I used that money to take a trip by myself, somewhere quiet, somewhere beautiful. When I came back, I felt lighter. Different. Not healed, exactly, but healing. Eventually, I started dating again. Slow. Careful. My trust isn't a door people get to walk through freely anymore. You earn it. Brick by brick. People kept telling me I should be the bigger person, that helping her would prove I was good. But here's the truth I arrived at. Being the bigger person doesn't mean being someone's safety net after they cut the rope. She didn't trip into this situation. She planned it. 6 months of emotional cheating. 6 months of comparing our life to some fantasy relationship she romanticized into existence. 6 months waiting for another man's divorce to finalize before she abandoned me at the wedding planner's office. That is not a mistake. That is a plan. And when her plan exploded, she expected me to crawl into the wreckage and pull her out. No. She signed the contracts. She left the relationship. She triggered the cancellations. She made the choice. So she owns the consequences. A year has passed now. She's still dealing with the financial aftermath, still rebuilding, still trying to figure out who she is without a fallback option. And me? I'm living my life. Free. Steady. Boundaries intact. And that's exactly how it should be.